bad, and the odd. They don't half talk some bollocks.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So, we're back on the Hammer train, and we are doing the fourth Frankenstein movie so far. And this one was Frankenstein Created Woman, which came out in 1967. So, we covered three already, which was Curse of Frankenstein. Pretty good film, right? Pretty good.
Yeah, really
Revenge
good.
of Frankenstein. Pretty good film.
Yeah.
With that Matt guy getting trauma to the head, making him a cannibal. That was weird.
Yeah.
And then The Evil Frankenstein, not so good. In fact, I couldn't even remember watching it. Well, I talked to you before we called this, and I think we missed one. And you said, no, we watched that one. It's like, oh my God. Because it was bland. The only good thing about that was Cushing. That was it. There was nothing else good about it at all. The monster was silly looking and everything. Okay, all right.
Peter Woodthorpe as the hypnotist, and that was pretty good.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. And then we're getting to 1967, Frankenstein Created Woman. So this is the Hump film. This is the fourth of seven. It's right in the middle. Frankenstein Created Woman. And in this one, there's a twist in that his experimentation is on a woman rather than a man. So that's something. And they're obviously already bored with the... Frankenstein's already bored with brain stuff. He's now interested in more metaphysical stuff.
Which is very in character for Frankenstein.
It's
boring.
Yeah, he doesn't present as evil in this one as he has in the earlier ones. He's
more just horrible. Like so focused on his work that he just doesn't care. He's apathetic to anything except the pursuit of knowledge. Yeah.
But he is interested in the soul, and he works out. He freezes himself, and it's weird. He's got the most goofy assistant. This old dithering doctor.
Dr. Hertz.
Hertz, is it?
Yeah. There's Dr. Hertz, and then there's Hans.
Yes, Hans. Hans. Dr. Hertz is like this old buffer. It's a bit like Watson in the Basil Rathbone films. He's that kind of character. But what he is they've put Frankenstein in the deep freeze for an hour. It's got to be exactly an hour. Like we see. Oh no, actually, let's talk about the start of the film. It starts with like a bloke getting a guillotine, don't it? A bloke, obviously a killer in the town, and they took him to the guillotine. He's laughing at them. He don't really care. But then he sees his sons watching him. He's saying, "Get him away, get him away." It's really. He wants them, and then once he thinks his son got, he's going, come on, let's get on with it quick before he comes back. But then he sees his son sees him guillotine, and then the next shot is we see Hans in exactly the same. He's got like a bandolier, an outfit as a boy, as a man walking past the guillotine, looking up at it. So that it made it clear that this was the grown-up boy, right? Anyway, so Hans is on the way to assist Frankenstein and Hertz, and basically they put Frankenstein in the deep freeze. Really, liquid. I don't know. There's gas coming out like liquid nitrogen kind of thing. They pull him out. It's absolutely freezing. They pull him out and revive him pretty quickly, and he doesn't seem very worse for wear, but he insists that he was dead for an hour.
Yeah, he says he was dead, and he was like, "We caught the soul. I can put my soul back into myself."
Well, he didn't catch it. He just said it. Now it didn't leave. So it was him. For him, that was proof the soul doesn't leave the body for at least an hour, which means if he could get a corpse and put it in his special rig in it within an hour, he could trap a soul. That's the thinking. Isn't it? He's made this device a bit Flash Gordon-y, really, of these two like radar dishes that look at each other. He reckons he can trap a soul in it. Okay. So we also found out Hans is sweet on a girl called Christina, who's the daughter of the innkeeper. But Christina's got like scarring on the left side of her face, and she also seems lame in the arm and leg on that side, doesn't she? And so these three absolute douchebags come in. Anton,
these fucking tools.
Right, so Anton, Johann, and Carl.
Yeah.
Now, one of them, the leader, as it were, is like the son of the local magistrate or the lord, something. He's a big. He's trying to do a bit of dick swinging, really.
It's some proper. My father will hear about this.
Yes,
sort of
they come in and they're being like horrible in the bar, and
they insist that poor Christina's gonna serve them, and they start basically just abusing her when she spills anything. because she's like completely lame in one side.
And they're trying
can't use a hand, can't use the leg isn't great.
And then he doesn't he slap her at one point?
Yeah, he slaps her, and then Hans jumps into action and
Hans
starts fighting all three of them.
Gives a good kick in, which is the Blue Bloods should not mess about with Red Bloods, right? It just doesn't work because he gives them a right old beating.
He gets a knife and slashes one of them across the face.
Yeah, and he says, "I'll kill you all." But just as he says this, also they make the landlord bring his daughter out because they threaten to tell his father to revoke his license.
Yeah.
So it shows you what sort of people they are, really. So he just as he's got the knife and saying, "I'll kill you," the police turn up and
arrest him.
So there's trouble, right?
Yeah.
So the landlord then gets rid of them, but they are.
No, wait. There's a pretty funny bit where the police drag away Hans, and then Frankenstein and Hertz show up looking for Hans.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, he was here. He got dragged off by the coppers." It's like,
yeah.
Oh well, let's not waste the journey, and they sit down and have a meal.
And Frankenstein's a cold fish, but he's he's such an alpha in this film. It's amazing. That really makes the film actually. He's amazing. He just sort of said, "Oh yeah, I'll eat while I'm here. Then bring us some food," kind of.
He asks for money, and then Frankenstein proceeds to walk over to the injured like Blue Bloods, and it's like, "You need some help there, bud."
Yeah, he gives them some
like properly in his face. Even the police were like giving the Blue Blood shit. They're like, yeah, all three of you got beaten by one guy. Sure, and then drag him off.
Yeah, and he gets Hertz to tend to the guy, who then has to give him money.
Yeah,
which they then pay for their meal for. And we
they
also
don't give a specific price, by the way. It's like, how much is this going to cost? And Frankenstein pretty much just goes, how much he got. So
he don't care, does he? He just says, "Give me your money," basically. Anyway, Hans gets out, doesn't he? And he spends
the night with Christine.
He
climbs up into her room, spends the night with her. During the night, the Blue Bloods make their way back to the bar with the intent of stealing all the alcohol from it.
Yeah. Well, there's just one drink, and the innkeeper comes back because he's forgotten his keys, and they beat him to death. Yeah, that's it. Just beat him to death for no good reason, really. They're not even angry; they're just beating him to death.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's with Christina, and they also the Blue Bloods come up and go under a window and start singing horrible songs about her, like no one will have her because she's, it's all that. Hans is there, and Hans is
really restraining himself from jumping out the window and fighting him again.
But Christina's saying, no, please stay with me. You need to protect me all this. So he stays. It's fair enough. Yeah. For some reason, and I never really explained this, the next day she has to leave by stagecoach. She just has to leave the town. It was planned. Yeah. She just leaves. They don't even tell you what she's leaving for. That she just leaves. So Hans. Then
he's wandering to presumably back to Villa Frankenstein. And he sees a crowd outside the bar, and he walks up like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "You did this." Okay.
Because Dad was a killer, so he must be a killer. Right? That's the thing. But also the Blue Bloods kind of testify a bit against him too. Yeah. Anyway, he gets arrested.
The police walk up and go, "Yeah, he said he was going to kill someone last night."
Yeah, and they said, "Well."
Okay.
What were you doing then? What's your alibi? And he won't talk because he was with Christina and he doesn't want her to be dishonoured. They're saying, well, you can't explain yourself. We all know you've got a terrible temper. We know what your father was like. So there becomes a trial. Now, the trial's kind of ridiculous, but it's also magnificent, particularly when Frankenstein testifies. It's amazing.
He's in the booth and he's just sort of flicking through a separate book. And he's like, he's so not.
He's just reading the Bible.
It's the Bible. Oh my God.
And they make him swear on it. And they said, he says, now you have a doctorate in philosophy, biology, and psychology. They go through this list. Yeah. And one Bluebird goes, and witchcraft. He goes, no, I haven't got that, but if it was possible to get a PhD in one, I would have. Says, and he just comes out with loads of stuff like this.
He just keeps slamming the head of the chief of police.
Chief of police. Do you expect me to believe? And he goes through this lengthy, sarcastic thing.
Yeah.
And Frankenstein's like, yeah. Yeah, you'd expect me to take your word for yes.
My favorite bit was like, do you think you murdered him? And he goes, no.
No.
Like, do you think he's capable of murder? It's like, well, yeah, everyone is.
Yeah.
He calls him a fool or something like that. But
so, despite all this,
it's a complete sham trial. So
they basically kill Hans, don't they? Guillotine.
Guillotine him just as Christina's like running up the
Yes.
hill.
Yeah, she comes back on the coach and it's quite cool. She's kind of
Her coach mate is like leaning out and goes, "Ooh, guillotining."
Yeah. And she looks out. We see her scarred face a bit more because the wind's blowing her hair back, and she sort of sees its hands. And it's quite an interesting repeat of Hans as a boy seeing his father. We now see Christine now seeing Hans the same way. So she's really upset. We see her throw herself in the river, right?
Yeah, she proceeds to just jump in the river.
She's kind of a redhead stroke brunette at this point.
Yeah, she's brunette at this point. The Doctor is able to wheel Hans's body out somehow quickly enough that they use their soul capturing machine to catch his soul in. So there's this big orange ball hovering in the room.
So the soul's there with a bit of special effects.
Yeah.
But the peasants get the body out and they bring it to Hertz to see if he can do anything. And they don't. Frankenstein doesn't actually do anything to make her come back to life per se.
No,
he just puts the soul in her.
Yeah, there's this. No, it's implied that Hertz did some work, but Frankenstein. I think something's supposed to be up with Frankenstein, or there was some continuity that we missed.
Yeah.
Because they specifically say, well, he leaves his gloves on the entire time.
Yeah.
And they do specifically say that Frankenstein didn't do any work. He was just instructing Hertz on what to do.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Did he have his hands chopped off in an earlier film?
Maybe. I can't remember. Can't 100% remember.
I might be getting that wrong with a later film, actually.
I believe that like the freezing process maybe had similar.
He certainly keeps gloves on all the time. There's one or two times he takes them off, but mostly he's got his gloves on.
Yeah.
So they.
But between the two of the Doctors, they get her back to life, and for a while they don't discuss what they did.
No.
Regarding Hans's soul.
Apparently, and basically Frankenstein's also repairing the physical ailments, so she's not lame anymore, right?
Yeah.
Her arm and leg are fine. He fixes her face up, and she also becomes blonde for something.
Yes. She becomes very blonde and starts wearing low-cut shirts.
Yeah, and she it's very Hammer.
Yeah.
She also she knows her name, but she doesn't remember much else. So she eventually, I think, starts remembering things.
She starts to sort of remember, and I think Dr. Hertz kind of explains it. Frankenstein is basically just treating her as a maid, sort of thing.
Yeah. It's a bit like Henry Higgins and Eliza at the beginning of that kind of relationship. It's kind of like, oh, go get me some dinner. But she's happy to, but
yeah.
Frankenstein barely talks to her. Hertz is the one that does. And I think at one point Hertz feels sorry for her and takes her out, doesn't he? With a pretty pattern dress. I don't know where they got those, but they got them.
I don't question why Frankenstein is able to get nice things. I presume they're out of a grave.
Yeah, like that. And then what happens is the three dandies, the three dickheads,
one by one get offed.
The boss, he sees this pretty woman and she's sort of saying, I know you, and all this kind of stuff. And she just does she ever go with him a knife? I can't remember. Or she cuts his head off.
I think it's just they like have her in the same room as him, and then they cut to the other two going like, messed up what happened to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously petrified. They're really wrecks.
They're back at the bar, which has a new owner who is not taking any of their shit.
No, that's right. One of them just stays drinking, the other one goes out. But again, the girl corners one.
Yeah.
Much of him goes back to his place, but then in the shadows you hear the voice of Hans, don't you?
Yeah.
So he's controlling her voice and what behaviour. And let me.
basically they go through all the killers of her father, and then at the end, it gets revealed at some point that she dug up Hans's body and took the head.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that. That was weird because
she's left it like speared on top of her mirror,
which she talks to. Yes.
Yeah,
that's a weird thing.
at the end, she gets found out and she jumps in the river again.
Yeah, basically, Frankenstein works out what's going on, tries to talk her down. He actually has some sympathy for something. It appears he's trying to save her, but tries to talk her out of, what she's going to do. But she jumps in the river again and drowns.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh well, back to the old drawing boards. It's
a weirdly frank, Frank, like statements. He's just sort of like, oh well, and walks off.
Yeah. So apparently it was going to be originally called "And Frankenstein Created Woman" because there was a popular film out before it called
God Created Woman. Yeah.
And God Created Woman. But they reworked it a little. So it was filmed at Bray Studios, and it was their penultimate film at Bray, which I didn't know. I thought they carried on at Bray for quite some time, but they didn't. Made by Terence Fisher. The writer I don't recognise, John Elder, but I thought the writing was okay.
John Elder, that sounds familiar.
I think he might have done something else.
Yeah, I think he. Anthony Frank Hines.
John Elder is a pseudonym for Anthony Hines. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that explains that then. It's
a lot. Yeah.
It's done a lot. And it was music by James Bernard again. So, that's standard. Nice, punchy film, less than minutes. And gets on with business. What did you think of this one?
I quite enjoyed it. It was way better than the last few that we've seen.
It was better than the last few films, and I think it was better than The Evil of Frankenstein too.
Yeah.
I think Curse was great.
I'm starting to realise there's been this weird chain of female-focused Hammer films.
Yeah.
And this has been the best of them.
I will remind you of this film again because there was a Hammer film made in 1971 called Hands of the Ripper, which concerns the daughter of Jack the Ripper, somehow triggered to act like her father. And honestly, it feels really similar to this film. I feel like that they purposed the plot of this and made Hands of the Ripper 5 years later. Or 4 years later. But when we get to it, we'll talk about it, right? But it's way gorier as well and everything. But it's
excellent.
Got a really similar feel.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the pleasure of this was Frankenstein was just so alpha. I don't give a crap what anyone.
Yeah, there was an immense amount of swagger in this man.
Yes.
Like, holy hell.
It was. I mean, this is peak Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Man, he's the
Peter Cushing. It is one of those Peter Cushing could fucking own a scene.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That one. I remember that one bit in. I think it's Brides of Dracula, where he just walks into a room, the vampire's doing his thing, and he just slides across along the table and traps him in the corner.
Yeah, and
just carries on.
And he doesn't go in with any crosses or anything. He just goes in, right?
Yeah, in the original one.
Yeah.
He's the only guy I think I've seen in a film where he's been bitten by a vampire and didn't either become a vampire or die killing the vampire that bit him.
Or
he just fucking burnt the bite out of him. Good God.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah. I was reading the critical reception. Mostly it's sort of not great, but it's not terrible, but it's not great. It's a bit pedestrian, so on and so forth. Yeah. However, Martin Scorsese picked this as part of a National Film Theatre season of his favourite movies. So this is one of Martin Scorsese's favourite movies. He says, if I single this one out, it's because they actually isolate the soul. The implied metaphysics are close to something sublime. He actually liked the focus, the fact that they transfer from reanimating corpses to something much more metaphysical. So that he really liked it. It looked pretty good. I enjoyed this one greatly. I think it's a solid Hammer. It's definitely better than some of the ones we watched recently.
Yeah.
I think it's a real step up. I greatly enjoyed it. Have you got any last thoughts on it?
Last thoughts. I was kind of expecting this to be one of those films where, looking back on it with a modern lens, you can go, oh, this is a trans allegory. It's a male soul, female body, things. No, it just wasn't one of those at all. I went in expecting that and just thought that was funny.
Yeah. Interestingly, Hammer do tackle that in a film again from 71. 71 was quite a transgressive year for cinema. It had like Clockwork Orange and The Devils and stuff like that. And Hammer wasn't necessarily disconnected from that. And they had, and it sounds campy, but bear with me, Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde came out.
Okay.
Which sounds like stupid exploitation film, but is better than it sounds. But we'll get to it. It's not great, but it's better than it sounds.
I can imagine. It's like...
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on because you got to remember Mr. Hyde's all about exploring his sensual, his baser sort of side. And, you know, as a woman, you can imagine, right? Yeah. As a woman, a female version.
Being a Hammer film, this is going to be really tasteful.
Yeah. Solid film. What would you give it on your usual score?
I'd give it like mid in the positives. So like a mid 6 and 7, because aside whenever Peter Cushing's not on screen, it's a fairly mediocre film. It's just he kind of occasionally just swaggers in, takes over the scene, and it's fun. So.
Oh, is it fun? And he is in most of them. It has to be said. He is in most of them. I remember it being duller. I was expecting it to be but a bit more like the ones we've seen more recently. But actually, I really like because
I remember you were telling me that you were expecting misremembered her disability makeup. Was like way more visceral.
Yeah, I remember it being almost like a lump sticking out of her face, but in fact, all it is her skin is a bit purple. And with like streaks down it. It's makeup, right? Whereas I remember it looked like a growth, but I just misremembered it. So there you go. All right then, I'd give this a 7. I think it's a solid entry. And 67 was a really actually pretty good year for Hammer. We're gonna get onto it. There's I think 3 more films they produced in 67, and the next one we're talking about is a mummy film, which I can't remember, so I don't know what it's like. But there's a couple of massively good ones, and then a little while on from that it goes crazy. Hammer goes crazy, and we're going to enjoy those, I reckon. We'll see though, right? Okay, let's wind up there. So bye from me.
Okay, bye.